I guess it was Monday afternoon. We came across that one of our kids was a transfer student, and really kind of one of the things is with his transfer grade coming in and then his grade that he got here, there's a little discrepancy there, and we went back and looked and found out that he indeed did have a failing grade. Could have been caught earlier, probably. The thing was, it was one of our students that wasn't an athlete last year. He had transferred in and hadn't been an athlete, so on our end of our year eligibility report, it wasn't a kid that we flagged as being an athlete that we put on there and give to our head coaches. So when he joined late, you know, Coach Hamner's doing a fantastic job of getting kids to come out and play football, and this was a kid that looked the part, and he found him walking on the streets and saw that this kid could possibly help us, and had him come out and play. And then at that point, it was August, and he kind of slipped through our cracks with our last year's end of the year eligibility. And unfortunately, that's part of the Iowa scholarship rule and a 30-day sit if you fail class. So we kind of looked into it then, and we kind of looked at everything that Tuesday about the kid and to see if indeed he did fail, and then that's when we found that out and reported it.
And obviously you guys self-reported it. And why did you feel like it was important for you guys to do that as a program?
Well, you know, we teach our kids all the time, obviously, to do what's right. And this was something that we sat down with our administration and with our coaches, and everybody felt that we had to do what was right. One thing that the state did say is, you know, they appreciate our call because there may have been 20, 30 other schools that might have had something like that and that didn't report. Unfortunately, when you report, there might be a consequence, and this time there was a consequence, and it's something that we're going to have to accept because it was a mistake. The unfortunate part about the self-report and the consequences, it really is a consequence to our kids, and that's unfair. You know, that's unfair to those kids that have been working really, really hard. But at the same time, those kids understand that what they worked for showed last Friday night, and a state can say a win turns to a loss, but nobody else can say that. You know, those kids earned a win, and they earned that, and being a non-district game, it's something that hopefully we can move past, but those kids should absolutely be proud of what they did, and it was a fantastic night, and that's the thing that hopefully this doesn't draw back from that. We had seniors picking up our student section bleachers. We had our kids just into the game. Our football players were excited. They're flying around, and, you know, I think our kids understand that we're close to something special here, and they're a group of kids. I've got to know a lot of them now. This will be motivation for them moving forward, and this will be something that they're going to go and say, that's fine, that's one, but we're going to get a few more this year, and we're going to prove a lot of people wrong about what we are building here, and that's something that excites me, and I think that's what they're going to use this as a motivating factor opposed to something that's a devastating one.
Gotcha. And obviously it was a big win, you know, as far as a program, because, you know, first year head coach, you know, last year, especially after last year's struggles, and started the season off on a good note. Now, obviously, those, you know, on paper, it might not be a win, but to these kids and to what they did and performed on the field, it was very much a win. And do you see that this, you know, not hindering that and kind of still keeping this momentum going for Keokuk?
Yeah, it is. It is. These kids are good kids, and they work too hard to let something like this bother them. You know, it's going to be something that Coach Hamner's a very good motivating coach. He's crazy when he's reading all his motivating books and talking about his grit and stuff, and this is grit right here. We got to show grit, and our kids know that. They've been taught that this whole entire year so far, and I'm not going to expect anything less out of Coach Hamner's team and these kids that are going to play this Friday, and they're going to go out and they're going to represent us like they did last Friday, and nothing's going to change. It's just going to be something that there's a bump in the road to that we're going to have to change our culture, but our culture's changing, and it's very exciting. So it's very disappointing. I feel for the kids, but at the same time, this isn't going to stop us from doing what we're going to try to accomplish.
And now this athlete, he has to sit out for, I guess, a month. Now he has to follow the rules, correct?
Yes, yeah, he'll be out for the next 3 games. The scholarship rule is a 30-day rule where the state sets the date, the starting date and the end date of that, where the end date is the Saturday after the 4th game. And so then he'll be back for the 5th game, which I don't know if the state does it that way on purpose, but it's for the 4 non-district games, and then all kids are eligible then after the 30-day rule on that fifth week, so he'll be back on the 5th week.